Welcome to Introduction to the Humanities online for May term at West Virginia Wesleyan College. I'll be your host, Tom Schaffler. I'm an associate professor of theater arts. I've taught the online version of humanities for a number of years, as well as a full semester course, traditional classroom. There are a number of things that we'll do for this introductory video. I'll be walking you through some pieces. At the end of this video, and after you have reviewed some of the written materials in the content folder of our online course in Blackboard, you are to email me the questions to a number of answers for a quiz. Number one is to talk about the student support folder. It appears in the content folder of Blackboard. There you can get help with technical things. You can access the help desk. You can access help specifically through Blackboard. You can look at financial assistance, mental health on campus, any number of other subfolders. Lots of good information that's available to you, and I encourage you to look through that. The second clip that you'll find, or the second link that you'll find in the content folder, is a version of our syllabus. There you'll see our course overview, where we will be talking about here in this class the great humanistic expressions coming out of Western European culture. There are many wonderful other cultural artifacts from other cultures. The ones that we're going to be focusing on here mostly are those from Western Europe, therefore mostly dead old white guys, but there will be some exceptions to that, I hope. You can look at how these pieces shape our perspective of gender, and also how our perspectives of gender have been shaped by these pieces. That's one thing that this particular section of humanities will do. The general course objectives are to describe vocabulary and tools of inquiry, both distinctive of and common to various art forms and genres. So we're going to be talking about how do you talk about art if you've never had to do it before. We'll be looking at theater, at dance, at visual art, music, etc. We'll analyze works using this vocabulary. We'll make an interpretation of a work that we have cite evidence from our observations and defend that interpretation. And we'll reflect on our reaction to works and how they affect our worldview. These are all the course objectives listed in the syllabus. Primarily, we will be communicating via email and on discussion boards in Blackboard. You'll see some of those things, including also some quizzes and such. All of those materials will be made available to you week by week, typically on Sunday, and sometime during the day on Sunday, with your first assignments being due Monday. You can do this class anytime that you like. That's the great thing of an online class. There are rolling deadlines throughout the week, and we'll talk more about the schedule in a minute. Other things you'll find in the syllabus include all of the assignments and the point values associated with those, and as well as a grading rubric which explains what an exemplary, a satisfactory, a developing, or an unsatisfactory way of responding to the various assignments, what kind of grades those will get you. Also in the syllabus, there's a discussion of the materials and equipment that you'll need, which means you'll definitely need a reliable access or connection to the internet and a reliable computer to work with during the period of time. Those are things that I cannot help you with. Those are things that you must have. I will not be able to help you connect to Suddenlink from wherever you are. I will not be able to give you laptop support, and I won't be able to help you really much with Blackboard. Those are all things that you'll need to do through other areas, and those are all found in the student support folder. It's listed there as well how participation grade will work, my late work policy, other things about course management, and if you have any disabilities. Those are all listed in the syllabus. The next folder that you'll find there is the schedule. There it outlines all of the assignments, when they're due, week by week, day by day. Typically, postings will be due by 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can turn these things on in as soon as the assignments become available. So let's say you have all day Monday off, you have nothing to do, and you want to work through the whole week and get as much of it posted as you can, then you can do that. You'll still need to check in almost daily, because most of the assignments have postings, and then you'll need to comment on a lot of your classmates' posts and your classmates' comments. So you'll need to comment on those as they become available to you. So there are deadlines throughout the week, but the majority of the work you can post, perhaps if you have, like I said, a full day at some time that you want to. This class is different than the traditional on-site classes that are happening at Wesleyan at the same time. Those classes meet Monday through Friday for at least 3 hours a day. So the expectation is that it's a similar expectation for the amount of work that you'll be doing for this class. So it'll be about an hour to 3 hours of work daily, or you might do a bunch of it, let's say, in one day if you're able to because you are working a job or your family's going on vacation. If those are things that are true for you, though, you need to be sure that you can still manage this workload. It's important, and then it's something that you'll have to handle for yourself. You'll see the assignments listed there again by date. Of course, I can change or adjust or move the schedule in various ways as per the needs of the class or towards my whim and fancy, of course, and I would make sure that those changes are announced well in advance. I think other things about the schedule, I believe I've covered most of that. This is the largest section of humanities online that I've taught so far. Usually we have, I don't think I've had more than 12 or 15 at a time. There were about 20 of you this time. So I've made some adjustments to how many posts you'll need to comment on. You may post something on, let's say, a Monday or a Tuesday is the deadline for your original post, and then you'll need to go back and read your classmates' posts by, let's say, Thursday is the deadline for that. I want you to work your way through the class. Typically, I've asked you to comment on at least 5 of your classmates' posts, but not on, I think only one time do you need to comment on all of your classmates' posts. So as you're commenting on those 5, I hope that you move through the class. You're not always commenting on the same 5 people, that you're trying to make your way through the class so that we get as many of you interacting with one another as possible. I think that's all about the schedule. The next thing you'll see on the list in the content folder that you need to review is a guide to your live encounter assignment. At some point during this month of May term, you will need to find in your local community a way to interact live with the humanities, with the arts somehow, whether that is attending a concert or going to finding a local gallery, art museum, or even local museum. Even here in Buchanan, we have a local history museum in a town of 5,000 people that's right here in the county seat. So there's we also have Festival Fridays here in Buchanan where there's music played every Friday. There are all kinds of opportunities. And there will be some mini deadlines around that later in the semester. But at some point this summer, you have to find your way to some sort of a dance event, a theater event, a music event, or some sort of art gallery experience, and make a post about it. Again, there's a guide there that can explain that assignment further. You can look that up, and I strongly encourage you to do that anytime, as soon as you can, to go ahead and complete that assignment. It's not due until the very end, but I encourage you to go ahead and look to that assignment and get it completed as soon as you possibly can. There are also some instructions. After that are the instructions for the discussion thread. How do you respond? What am I looking for in a discussion comment thread? Commenting LOL is not going to be an acceptable way of interacting with the posts that you either will post or those comments about your classmates. Again, the comments that I'm looking for, we're really looking for the quality of your comments rather than the quantity. So that you have to do a minimum of 5 is really a minimum. The discussion board is the way that I hope that we can really comment and work with each other and have some dialogue and discussion about some of these artworks. But that's listed and outlined for you there. Just in case you're not clear on why you're not getting the full points for a discussion comment, it might be because the quality of your comment is not really up to par. And I'm happy to discuss that with you. Let's see, what else is on my list? I think we covered those things. The big idea, what are you talking about? My cat apparently wants to talk to you about something too, but I'm not sure what. It's probably dinner time. Let's see. Yeah, so the big thing I hope that we get out of the class is that I think, and I do sincerely believe this, I believe the arts are an opportunity for us to consider empathy as a skill that we can practice. I, as an actor, I'm a trained actor, and I work in the professional theater a lot. I'm also hired by a company based out of New York City that hires actors and performers to help teach Fortune 500 folks how to interact and have these sort of soft skills in interview sessions or in management styles. And they pay us quite a bit of money to come and do role plays and to train managers and consultants with large companies, because this is a skill that they think is really valuable to learn. So it is a skill that you you don't really get taught in various other kinds of ways. And I do believe that learning about art, considering the perspectives that it brings up, considering the perspectives of other people when they're talking about art, is one way that we can practice the skill of empathy. And I do think that it is a skill that is useful to you and valuable to you no matter what field you're going into. It's one thing I think that we can get out of this experience of studying the humanities. I will be performing, to that end as being an actor, talking about that, I will be performing myself this summer, rehearsing mostly for part of the sort of the second half of our time together while we're moving through the course in May. I'll be performing at West Virginia Public Theater in a production of Peter and the Starcatcher, which is a play like a prequel to Peter Pan, and I'll be playing the role of Smee. Which is kind of exciting, but that also means brings me to another point, which is that like most of you, I'm working another job this summer. I'm preparing for the fall semester, reading materials and doing things for that. So all of us have lots of things going on. I will be checking on this course at least daily, sometimes a couple times a day, but not hourly. So if you wait, for example, until let's see, Monday at 8 o'clock to do this first assignment and you're not sure how to log on to something and you message me at 8:45 with things due at 9 p.m., the likelihood is that I'm not going to be able to respond to you in a timely fashion. So it is your responsibility to look ahead to the schedule, think ahead to when things are due, when things are posted, so that if you think you have any questions about them, I'm going to encourage you to email me well in advance. Again, because I'm not going to be here checking email, checking this course every hour. That's not how online classes work. So that's that. Assignments will come up typically on Sundays. I'll post them whenever, sometimes Sunday afternoons. For everything for the whole week will be open to you at that point. So you can look ahead, sort of plot out your week, figure out what you need to do when and how you're going to work. All the deadlines, again, are 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are in another country, another time zone in the United States, you need to plan accordingly. I think those are all of the immediate points that I wanted to make in this introductory video. If you have any questions, always, never hesitate to email me directly through Schaffler_T. You'll find it there in the syllabus. You can also email me through the Blackboard feature. You can also email your classmates and ask them questions. But look through all of these. Your first assignment really is just to look through all of the materials. Email me to confirm that you've read and accept them, and then email me the questions to the quiz. I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you and to talking about some of these works of art as we go through the rest of May term together. Thanks.